All right, speaking of Philadelphia, our last QB stud, the MVP, maybe he was the MVP frontrunner, but Carson Wentz. He was 23 of 41, 291 yards with 4 touchdowns. Didn't even finish the game. Great performance to go out on the season, but keyword there was he went out. He is done with the torn ACL, and it kind of sucks. It really sucks if you made it to the championship with him as your quarterback, because that was one thing you probably thought you didn't need to worry about. Now you're out searching for a QB.
The more blood sacrifices for Josh Gordon. But
Josh Gordon was back, though. The sacrifices were over.
Dude, he's getting power still, okay? He's getting power.
Been a long day
In silence.
without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
R.I.P. Carson.
Yeah, that sucks for the Eagles, but you
Oh
know,
my
for the
God.
Eagles in real life football, and it sucks for all his owners in fantasy football. But if you don't talk about the Eagles for a minute, they do have a competent backup. Nick Foles he's a top 5 backup in the league, I'd say. So
Yeah, he could actually start for a couple teams like the Browns, throwing it out
and
there.
the playoffs are going to be so wide open that Nick Foles and the Eagles could still make a run. They still have a complete team. They got everything. He has tons of weapons to work with. So
Yeah, he's just got to kind of manage the game. So if you're a Philly fan,
really sucks because Eagles have never won a Super Bowl, and I mean this was looking like it might have been the year.
Yeah,
So,
it may still be the year.
it may still be the year, but definitely took a hit.
From a fantasy standpoint, I had Carson Wentz on 2 of my teams, and not looking good right now, fellas. Not looking good. But
well, who do you think this hurts and helps, or if it helps anyone? I don't think it helps anyone really, but who do you think it hurts the most for the Eagles? It actually could help people though. Some players.
I think
it's going to hurt Zach Ertz the most.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Foles is still going to target Jeffrey and Aguilar as he did at the end of that game. But I don't know. Wentz just leaned on those tight ends so much. Ertz was a top 3 tight end, and then you even saw this game with him out. Burton scored 2 touchdowns with Wentz in there. And I just don't think Nick Foles is going to target them as much.
Shit, Selleck scored a touchdown, didn't he?
Selleck scored a touchdown
Early in
too.
the game, yeah.
We'll have to see. Maybe the running backs get a bump a little bit.
So as I mentioned, I think
Which
Jay
one,
Ajayi, well, after Foles came in, Jay Ajayi did get 8 touches compared to his 6 in 3 quarters when Wentz was playing. So maybe they start going Jay Ajayi more.
His touches have
More
been
Jay Ajayi, less Clement, because with Wentz out there, they threw Clement out there a lot. They were giving him a bunch of dump offs.
What they might end up doing is tailoring the offense around Foles a little bit better. So it's something to watch, but it's unfortunate that we don't have a week really. We're in the playoffs now, right? So we really don't have a week to sit back and watch how things develop. This is where you might have to take a little bit of
got to make decisions on the fly.
Yeah. You
And
might
don't forget it. Don't forget that 7 touchdown game for Foles back in the day.
I will not forget that because I had him in my lineup that day. Peyton Manning was on a bye week, and I put up like 170 in my league. Feels good. Feels good.
So he's definitely a quarterback you could start if you need to, especially in the number 2 offense in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just
a streamer.
It's just taking him down a peg, but there are much worse options. But we'll talk about that later, I guess.
All right, let's go to